Hey, kitty girls, it's Sunday, March 15th, 2026, and welcome to Cubs Out Loud Drag Race T-Time, episode number 6, where we are discussing drag in a bag and a toast to Alyssa Edwards. The most recent episodes of Cubs Out Loud, or sorry, of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 18, the
Woo!
flagship, edition. So,
USA.
yeah, you can tell it's been a time. Anyways.
Mm.
That being said, I am Gary as one of your co-hosts, and with me is my ever fabulous co-star
Hello,
extraordinaire.
everyone. It's Damon. Welcome. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's get this done. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. So with that being said, are we going to jump right in?
Let's just jump right in.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Racers, start your engines, and may the best drag queen win.
Yes.
I was going to say like I think someone made a joke about no lube, or was it? No, it was Bianca on Pit Stop. Sorry. It's
Hmm.
okay. Mhm.
Yeah. No, I get it. You and I actually, between the last episode we recorded and this one, did a little touch base after last week's
Oh,
episode
yes.
because we had some immediate thoughts and things. I mean, we'll get into some of that in this particular episode, but
Great.
um, yeah, yeah. Um, and the reason why I thought of that is because I had told you already that I think Bianca is killing it on the pit stop.
Yes.
Um, this particular season as the host for that. And did you catch in this latest episode she thanked the guests for coming to RuPaul's garage?
I didn't.
And I was like, it was towards the end of the episode. She's like, and thank you for coming to RuPaul's garage or something like that. And I was like, why has it taken us this long to come up with that? Like it seriously looks like an industrial like slash commercial kind of like home garage or whatever, with the epoxy floor, the corrugated metal background. And I was like, if that's the intent because it's drag race, they could have really leaned into that more. It took how many seasons to get to
Mhm.
this point for Bianca to coin it? I don't know if it's gonna
Mm.
stick, but we'll see.
Who knows?
But with that being said, let's go back into the whole reason we're here, which is this particular episode. Like I said, we're going to be talking about the two most recent episode airings, Drag in a Bag and A Toast to Alyssa Edwards. And right now, we're going to put the pedal to the metal, continuing with the theme. We're going to talk about serves, swerves, and nerves. Serves are the positives, swerves are the negatives. And then the nerves could be bad, could really not be good at all. Um, and seeing what we wrote, we're kind of all over the place this episode. So why
Yeah.
don't we drive into to serves? And David, who are you giving serves to?
I'm giving serves to Miss Darlene and her comedic timing. I really enjoyed her roast, and I love that she sort of turned it kind of into a prop comedy show kind of moment. And I think that was just a perfect blend of her like kookiness and the challenge. So I'm giving serves to her for that moment because it was funny, and it's like, okay, well, if I can't really do a joke, like land a joke, which sometimes you can't, then let's just throw random ass shit at it. Like I loved my favorite moment was when she was like, she made a joke and it didn't land kind of in the way she wanted, and she's like, how about if I said it with a clown nose? And I was like, okay, work. Like, good for you. Good job. That worked. It worked. It worked for me. And yeah, so give you my
Yes,
serve,
very
Miss
much
Darlene.
so. Um, my serve is for unanimous decision.
Which one?
Well, I don't have the right sound effect for it. I need the dramatic one. Um, but instead, at this point in two episodes ago, it kind of came across like
And fuck you.
um the dun 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 question gets asked.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite part of it, oh, I wish I gotta clip it out as an audio clip. My favorite part of it is when RuPaul goes, it was coming. It's your favorite
Uh-huh.
part. But she was so kind of like coy and sexy about it, and I was like, this is disturbing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I like Mother being like this, but boy, like it really made me laugh because I was like, oh no, like this is the lead in this year to the question. Um, and so she wanted the seven of them to say who they thought is, the next queen to go and why.
Mm-hmm.
And six out of seven queens all said
The
Discord
seventh queen.
Adams. Yeah. And it has been interesting to see them continue. Like, there's a part of me that's like, is this production fucking around because they want that tension in the workroom because she hasn't left
Yeah,
yet? And
I am
yet
going to
she's
talk about
still
that
like in
later.
her own bubble and world and like
Yeah,
continuing on. I don't know. I just don't know.
yeah. I have feelings. I have thoughts and feelings and opinions, and I will probably be sharing them later. Yeah, for sure.
That was a choice.
So, speaking of, let's go jump right into swerves, David. What are you giving a
Sure.
swerve for?
All right. Speaking of it, I said itch. I put safety pin gate, aka challenge rules as written. That's what raw means. So the challenge was here's a bag of stuff from another queen. You are to make an outfit that says party with the stuff in the bag. Okay. We saw um Jane basically get a bunch of scraps, like scrap pieces,
Mm-hmm.
and pulled something really great and fun and unique together that kind of fit her aesthetic, and she made it work. Probably took a lot of work. Think they had more time. Just going to put that out there. Um, but there you go. You had Mikey, who had basically Navy and print, like kind of work together, but she made it work. She put a story with it, brought something together, did something fun. Darlene Mitchell had black and like zebra print, not the greatest fabrics, did something really amazing. Um, and there you go. Discord got some stuff and some fabrics, some yellow things that she didn't like, and some other colors, and she was like, I'm not going to use any of that. And then she was like, okay, in front of everyone, I'm going to put this out there in front of everyone. She's like, okay, so they said I can only use the safety pins as they are supposed to be used, which is for, putting something together. Um, so she's like, bet. So I'm not going to, basically what she said is, I'm not going to use a lick of sewing. I'm going to put this all together, supposedly, with just like safety pins and a prayer. I'm sure she did some sewing, just, but the pins became the look. And on top of that, put some horrible red tights on and red gloves, and it didn't work. I think you should have eliminated all that red. It would have worked a lot better. I don't know why you insisted on having this red with this look. Anyway, that being said, um, wasn't the challenge. Wasn't the challenge. Because
Are you
guess what? You
sure?
probably could have. Hmm?
Are you sure?
I'm very sure. and and I am glad. I think it was Juicy was the first one
Mm-hmm.
to bring it up that she did that, and then some of the other queens brought it up, and I'm kind of like, yeah, talk that shit out. Like that's not okay because it wasn't just put holding it together; it became an embellishment, and there's where to me the line gets crossed is where if you're doing something to hold it together, then
Mm-hmm.
let it hold it together. Like you wouldn't have used that much to hold it together. Not 300, 500, 600, 800, whatever you fucking said.
Mm-hmm.
Um, No. You could have sewed that together very easily. Could have done it, and you chose not to. You chose to use safety pins. And I love how um, she's so delusional that the only thing she heard apparently was that Iman said that she should be a designer. And I want to be like, I'm sure that fucking hit every queen because they're like, yeah, I mean, it's a great look, but it wasn't a challenge. So why are we knocking this up? So I'm giving swerves to that. Like, um, yeah, not a fan.
We all
Not
have choices. Some of us make the wrong ones.
exactly.
Yeah, you and I kind of talked about this in the in between week.
Mhm,
I was like, girl, no ma'am,
mhm.
no ma'am. And I was so proud of Juicy when she brought it up.
Yes.
And I was like, snaps in the air. I was like, yes, Miss Thing, like, let it be known because it appears production wasn't addressing it
Mhm.
and didn't say anything to the judges
Yeah.
because based on the edit, then in judges' critiques privately amongst themselves, they went back to that very issue and said that those safety pins were not included in the materials, and
Mhm.
and I was like, good, like that should be considered. And I do think some of the queens were unhappy with the fact that it might have been appearing at first that the judges liked what Discord made.
Yeah. I
And
think that
that's
was very
where
true.
they were like, "Oh, no, ma'am, no, 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 no. We are not playing that version of this game. You don't get away with like without the acknowledgement that you didn't technically follow the rules." So, yeah, I understand.
Mm-mm. Speaking of Discord,
I know. I was just realizing that. Um, my swerve, I called it Discord driving. Girl, this last runway with like the what is it? Things in motion, whatever it is, was the
swept
theme.
away, swept away.
Sure.
Things in
Um, so she comes out in a Mugler knockoff, like the instant she comes around. No, no, no. And I'm not throwing shade at like the quality of it. I'm just like the moment she came around the corner, I was like, we have already seen this. We've already seen it a couple times. So this isn't that exciting. Does it cohesively work for the most part? Yes. And the reason why I say the most part is if you took away all of that. What did Bianca say? Was it Bianca or Bussy made the comment about, like, are we looking inside of a colonoscopy? Like, what is going on here? Like all
that had to be Bianca.
yeah, all that red fabric and stuff like around her face and like her upper body and stuff. Yeah, it just wasn't. It did not do what she thought it was going to do. Um, and I agree. Like it was not a good execution. But the fact that she incorporated now her infamous walk into quote unquote driving the motorcycle that she's wearing, I was like, wow.
Yeah,
A part of me feels like some individuals are like, she's a fucking comedic genius. And I'm like,
yeah. No, actually, I don't want to say that.
I don't know if I agree with that statement. I think she's just her, and some people find it funny. So
That's a choice too.
yeah.
Thank you.
So it was a thing. I don't think it was that great. I do think there could have been a better way to execute the motion part.
Yeah,
And
it
I
just
think I don't know who had said it, if it was Bussy or not, was like if the intention was flames, that is not what we were getting. So like
yeah,
there was definitely a different way to go about that. Like you could have easily sewn a whole gazillion like different strips of flame style fabric to the back, so when the wind is blowing, like it looks like flames are coming off of you and
yeah,
trailing back, as opposed to like having this crown headpiece thing that was
yeah.
attached to the shoulder. Anyways, yeah, no, 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 no.
I mean, it's gonna be so fucking shady. congratulations, Discord, on your House of Adams and all the work that you all do. I'm sure it's amazing, but um, I think maybe you should have gotten an outside perspective on some of your design choices.
Hmm.
Because if you only have the sounding board and the sounding board is the same person essentially as you,
Correct. Correct. Yeah, no, I do hear that. So that being the
nerve.
case, yeah, let's move on to nerves. Damon, what are you giving nerve for?
I said it, I'm saying it several times. The roast is coming. Be prepared. Now, granted, you don't always know who it's going to be,
Hmm.
but you also know you're also going to be roasting Queens. You're going to be roasting Rapar. You're going to be roasting Michelle. You're probably going to be roasting Ross or Carson. You're
Hmm.
also going to be roasting like the guest, whoever that might be. It just, I felt bad for Juicy because I get that this isn't in her wheelhouse, but for some reason she wasn't able to like come up with a character or make something work, and then assume she didn't get a lot of assistance from any of the girls. Um, but it just, I felt bad for Juicy. I felt bad for Kenya. I think Kenya had some ideas, but they just didn't land really well. Um, and who else was just not so great? Um, Discord. I know we've been talking about her a lot, and maybe that's the point. But like it just, like, you gotta get better. You gotta like take some classes, do something, because we know these things are coming. We know
Hmm.
if you're gonna get there, if you're gonna get really far, if you're gonna do all of this, you're gonna like, there are some very big staples. You're gonna do some kind of like comedy roast toast or comedy set kind of thing. You're gonna do some kind of musical kind of thing. So you should probably get some voice lessons. You should definitely fucking learn how to sew. Um, and design. Those are two separate things. I want to put that out there. And then you should also get some sort of celebrity impersonation, like a couple of them, kind of in your pocket that you can pull out and do things. Um, be prepared. This isn't season 2 or 3. This is season 18. We've been doing this for 18 plus years now. Um, let's
Right.
let's not come to a show and be flailing when the challenge comes up. And maybe that's all editing and whatever, and it's all production, but I don't think so. You know it's coming.
Right. I don't disagree with you.
Gary.
So
Mm,
related to that, um, I wrote batshit genius.
mm,
I have mixed feelings about this, but it is overall positive. So this is
mm,
Darlene's, like, her performance in the toast. And this is the other
mm-hmm,
issue I have. It's a toast to Alyssa Edwards, but everyone keeps saying roast. And I'm
mm-hmm.
like, those are two different things.
Yes, they
Like,
are.
toast is in the title, roasting is what you're doing. So
Right.
it's not a roast if they call it a toast. It's like a tongue in cheek thing. Anyways, it's very semantical to me. But that being said, Darlene, in my opinion, lucked out. And I can't tell if they really are a genius or not, or if they got super goddamn lucky in this challenge because they pulled out one of the wackiest, craziest, most chaotic, like, challenge performances in a long ass time.
Mm,
And it served them well. And I think deservedly so because I laughed along at the lunacy of it. That being said, Mikey and Jane both did really well and were kind of expected to do really well because they're known for having some comedy chops about them.
right.
So I'm trying to figure out if the known, like, parties have that held against them because they've performed well in comedy that the judges are expecting at least the same, if not better. And if you're not really blowing them away, then you're just kind of here in the middle. But then someone they don't expect to do well, like literally changes it midstream and what's potentially a failure and just like goes in a whole different direction.
Mm.
And the way that Darlene was like, well, I'm known as a prop queen. She's like, so I decided to bring some things. And, it immediately bombs on a joke, like you said, and then is like, would it be funnier if I put on a clown nose? And like, right. And then just like starts throwing the cards, throwing the props, just like it was like a Gallagher carrot top
Mm-hmm.
kind of lunacy on stage thing. And I think like Alyssa being entertained by it was also a big factor of it because that was the person who was the guest of honor.
Right.
So I'm just like kind of all over the place, but I think it's definitively a nerve because she pulled it out. Like,
Yeah.
literally out of the bag repeatedly, but also just like she, and it was interesting because I think the comment from the judges was like, this is a character, this is a thing that you can take forward. Like
Yeah.
this is something that you can make into a thing. And I'm like, yes, but it's gonna get old, like,
Yeah.
and or
Yeah.
predictable. So you've got to find a way to
Yeah. I
do
mean,
something with it.
although granted, Carrot Top has a show in Las Vegas that apparently is still running, and he's been doing that for who knows how long. But
Yeah.
anyway, sorry, just random aside. Some people must find him funny. I haven't gone. I don't know.
Not your kind of humor.
How do I put it? It probably was like in the 90s.
That's fair. I was about to say, let me guess, you're not interested in a skinny, aging, white, like redheaded twink, like on
He's
stage,
apparently not.
being all
He's not
crazy.
skinny. He was always like he became very muscly like in later on. Like he that's a face. Sorry.
See, I knew that was going to happen to you. I knew you were going to look it up and you were going to see the plastic surgery that's been done and just
oh,
how good it's not looking.
ooh, ooh. That's some okay.
Now,
I'm
I
gonna
want you to
stop
sit through
looking.
90 minutes of comedy and magic or whatever it is, looking at that.
I don't need to. I'm good. I decline.
I decline.
Yeah, I'm good.
Anyways, that's not fair to rip on Carrot Top. Carrot
Yeah,
Top doesn't know who the
that's
fuck we
okay.
are.
Exactly.
Are you ready to
Never.
move on? All right, next we're going to move on to snaps and eye rolls, aka the highs and the lows from these particular episodes. What are the things that we thought that hit or missed? So, David,
Mhm.
let's get into snaps first.
So my snaps are for I say Mikey coming in strong, and I'm so looking forward to this. I think I'm really enjoying what she's been doing. I think maybe since Fanny, if not before then, um, she's been doing really well. She's won like two mini challenges. She won the reading challenge. She won the um, whatever it was this week. Oh, the ad, the Scentbird ad, the product placement ad. Um, the obvious like they paid us to do this ad. Uh,
You're not wrong.
I'm wrong, but I'm just saying like her roast. I think she did a really great job. She did a really amazing like character choices. There are just some amazing moments. I'm liking it. I'm liking what she's doing. And she was one of those queens for me that was sort of there like in the beginning, and I'm really seeing this shine. And I could see her. I don't. I could see her winning. I don't know for sure, but I could see her winning.
She definitively is a dark horse in the race. no one was clocking in the first like 4 or 5 episodes her strengths.
Hmm.
But yes, it's a very similar arc, I think, to Jinx, as in like kind of taken for granted. No one's necessarily paying attention. They think they're kind of goofy or whatever. Like in this last episode, they talked about the whole powering down thing, which I
Hmm.
found very interesting because there was like a comedic take on it, but there was a part of me that seriously wondered about it from a health perspective, if
Mm.
if that's a mental health like disassociation thing that's happening, like overstimulated, like not like comfortable with handling what's happening in the moment, so they just kind of zone out. But
Yeah.
like the one shot was where she just kind of like stared very
Hmm.
dead faced or whatever with no affectation. And I was like, I don't know if this is a bit because she knows the cameras are on, like, and they were kind of just talking about it, or is
Mm.
this really what they're referring to? That she just kind of like unplugs or whatever. And I don't know, like I'm so intrigued because I feel like it leads to a bigger conversation if there really is a thing,
Right.
but maybe that is not yet known, or that's gonna come in another couple episodes. I don't know. I just found it very intriguing. I was like, huh. But I get it, like how
Yeah.
we, in today's, conversation styles, we talk about like needing to disconnect, need to unplug, needing to like find
Exactly.
ourselves, or, remove ourselves from situations if we don't feel comfortable with them, or and I can imagine it can be pretty difficult when you're in this show as a contestant. You don't really get breaks
Hmm.
without mics and cameras and crew around very
Right.
much. Like even if you go out for a smoke break, they're with you. Like
Yeah.
because they don't want to miss anything. So even though you might be on
Hmm.
hard ice when you step outside the building to smoke and go to a designated area, that doesn't mean there isn't a camera in your face. It doesn't mean you're still not mic'd up. So,
Hmm.
we've seen it especially in All Stars more than anything. They show a lot more of that behind the scenes kind of stuff. But we understand more now than ever how the sausage is made in a bunch of various ways. So I don't know. I found that very interesting. But I agree with
Yeah.
you. Mikey is being consistent now,
Yeah.
and
More
it's good.
so, and I think it's a good thing. I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
Yeah, I agree.
Gary.
So I'm giving snaps to the smart decision guest, and by this I mean who they selected for this latest episode as the guest of honor. The
Mm.
moment they said it was Alyssa Edwards, I was like, and there we go. Like it writes itself because
Right.
Alyssa is a sensation. Alyssa is
Yes.
a scene stealer. Alyssa is the spotlight seeker. So like you want those characteristics out of a person who's going to be the focus, of
Right.
what's
Hmm.
happening. And it did show at one point when Juicy was bombing and Alyssa zinged her right from, the chair dais on stage, and was
Uh-huh.
like, and it's gonna take a couple more times. I mean, just like without missing a beat. And I was like, see, that's why they brought Alyssa on, because they
Yeah.
need somebody who's gonna be that kind of interactive if it's necessary.
Right.
Um, and to be fair, she is a caricature. So, yeah,
Hmm.
there was a lot of stuff to work with. Some of it was a little predictable. Some of it got
Always
real old
predictable.
real fast.
Always the
Um,
face.
yeah.
Yeah. I
So
just,
it was a bit of a mixed message, but overall, I think production made a good decision.
yeah. And I also want to add, I really liked her in Untucked. I liked that she
Yes.
was coming in and like talking to the girls about like the good, the sometimes not so good, and everything else. And I kind of really appreciated them having that conversation with her
Hmm.
as someone who's kind of been experiencing it. It's one of my, once again, my, I want to keep saying it, and I'm gonna hopefully say it. I would love it if they would bring more queens back to judge,
Hmm.
um, because I think there's something unique about this experience that even though you're a consistent judge, you don't always get to see. And being a queen that has gone through it and then maybe judging, I feel like there would be this perspective that they would have that you couldn't always get. So, um, and this was a wonderful opportunity because yes, they roasted her and she, threw it right back at them, but she also took some time to be almost wise owl, um, mother, sage kind of moment, and I really did enjoy that.
Yeah, I will say that the whole Untucked segment went really well with Alyssa being there and talking to the queens and like being, like you said, very much like a wise advisor on some items. I also appreciated that you could tell there was some stuff going on because in the beginning she was talking about being inside of the pink bedazzled sugar bowls of Rick that are not real. And like I think it was bringing some feelings back for her. Like
Yeah.
that she'd been gone for so many years and she was remembering her very first time and kind of what that is. And I did think it was cute that they used some of her most popular lines and Untucked kind of as like a little witty banner kind of thing.
Hmm.
I also appreciated that for the little like confessional room off the Untucked lounge that she's like, get in here. And I'm like, girl, you can't fit all 8 of you in that tiny little space, especially with that big ass dress you got on. Like, that's not going to be a thing. Um, and she was like, snacks, snacks. I mean, I just thought that was so funny because, like, these contestants are really living it up these days. Like, they are very much catered to, at least it seems like, on camera. So, yeah,
Right.
I do think that that she was a smart decision guest to bring on in this case, and in what was it the last episode to have Iman as like the celebrity guest. I was
Hmm.
like when they announced that who it was, and I was like, oh fuck, like even I was like, that's a big ask, like
Yeah.
we're getting to the level that we'll never get of like Madonna. Like,
Hmm.
there are some gets they just haven't yet to date. And this one was really high on the list. But to be fair, Iman also was like, I've known RuPaul for over 20 some years. Like,
Yeah.
and it was
Yeah.
kind of like, so this one seemed kind of like yeah, girl, I'll do it for you. Kind of thing,
Yeah.
but she showed up and she showed out and she looked amazing. And I was just like, God damn.
Mm.
So yeah, no, that was like, so I do think that there's been some smart decision making, like I said, especially this last one with Alyssa, it worked well. All right, eye rolls. Um, I okay. I don't have anything down. You have something down. I think we have difference of opinion, kind of, but
Uh-oh.
no, it's all right. Go ahead.
Here we go. Non-elimination BS, what I put down, and that's kind of what I feel. Yeah. Um, this is kind of a dig on like, oh, we did the whole like drama of who should get home and why. We got like the whole like unanimous against Discord, and then we get to the elimination portion where they're all back on stage, and Discord is safe. I'm like, okay, girl, sure. And then like, and then you get to it's um Jane and Kenya, and it's like, okay, we're obviously not eliminating anyone. And I'm like, fuck that shit. When we should have eliminated somebody. Um, but whatever. We got a nice lip sync. Congratulations, Jane. Kenya, you did a Title of Bell song and you failed. That's we may have to have a conversation later. Uh, but beside that, um, I'm gonna say this, and I feel it in my spirit. Discord should not be here. Um, I I think I'm through with the narrative of the delusional Discord. I'm through with the narrative of the crappy walk Discord. I'm through with the narrative of like um she's somehow going to get high in this placement. I don't think it's going to happen. Um the person who went home this week, Kenya,
Hmm.
um I think I knew that was going to happen. It just I feel like it was written in the stars. But I genuinely thought Discord would have gone home before Kenya did. Not saying
Yeah,
it wasn't going to happen, but this whole like we've literally given you like we've literally given you everything to eliminate this queen, and y'all are like, eh, never mind, she's good, whatever.
I don't disagree with
Gary.
anything you said. I will say that yes, it would have been better, probably for both of us in agreement, if Discord went home and then Kenya went home. So
Hmm.
Kenya wouldn't have been seventh; she would have been sixth place.
Yeah,
Like, no matter what, Kenya made the top half, and she should be
yeah,
really proud of that. I agree.
right.
There's something strange going on about them continuing to hold on to Discord because it's obvious to me personally that it's Mikey, Juicy, and Jane most likely in the top.
Right.
Nene does really good fashion, as we've
Hmm.
discovered. She can't read the room very well, so she's not necessarily the best at the humor part. And
Hmm.
Darlene is entertaining and creative and finally got a fucking win. So that establishes her to stay on a bit. Um, I don't know. Now, in regards to the non-elimination BS, I wasn't a fan of it, and yet at the same time I was like, well, we didn't bring back a queen. So
Just their bags.
trust me, that was enough.
Yeah.
Especially since there was sabotage in some of them. So,
Hmm.
I mean, like, to me, that was good enough. And I guess
Mm.
if we're not going to have a double Shantae save, and we're not going to bring a queen back, I think the non elimination, while BS, is the least of the evil options. So that's why I'm
Fair.
not that's why I'm not as upset about it because I'm like, oh, so we have the same seven. Now to be fair, some of the contestants, like Juicy's in the Bianca house, and I know you're in the Bianca house because you were like, a bitch gotta go. Bye, bye, bye. Like the whole point of this competition is to get to the top three, top two, top what? So somebody gotta
Yep.
go. And I don't disagree with that. And at the same time, I'm like, well, it is a television show and they've got to make X number of episodes, so we've seen all these different iterations of how they extend the season to make it 16 or
Hmm.
whatever episodes. So I'm like, okay, so they all stayed another week. Now, I do agree that I would have preferred Discord before Kenya. That's not a
Hmm.
dispute. So now it's kind of like I don't know what's gonna happen next week. Like, because
Hmm.
because now to me it's pretty obvious that it's kind of between Discord and Darlene that are next, maybe. unless
Hmm.
unless Juicy really kind of screws it up because it appears from the edit she's starting to falter, and it may be because she doesn't have her family there to support her on anymore.
Hmm.
So like her drag quote unquote mother and her aunt aren't there to like lift up her spirits or collaboratively work with her or bounce ideas off of. And so that could be difficult for her because she's had them for so many episodes.
Right.
So like for over half the season, she had them there. Then all of a sudden, boop, one's gone. Boop, then the other one's gone. Do you know what I mean? And it's just kind of like you're on your own, kid. Like either you got it or you don't.
Right.
Um, and she might not be feeling as confident in that area.
That's fair.
So yeah, for sure. Um, that's kind of all I got. You know,
Hmm.
there are plenty of ways for you to get in touch with us. You can go to cubsoutloud.com, our blog, and you can leave a comment on there. You could also send us an email at cubsoutloud@gmail.com. You can also leave us a voicemail. Call us. Leave a message. It could be sexy. It could be, you know, fun. We really don't want to hear your complaints.
Read,
Um,
read some queens. We would love to hear that.
if you want to call us, call 361-265-8255. That's 361 COL Talk, TALK. Pretty much look us up online anywhere as Comes Out Loud. If you want to join the Telegram entourage discussing Cubs Out Loud Drag Race, you can go to tinyurl.com/telegram-COLDR. I just realized I forgot to add a video on there today. I'll be doing that momentarily when we're done recording. And if you want to see when we're doing the regular show, Sunday live recordings streamed to YouTube, you can go to tinyurl.com/calendar-COL. If you want to be supportive, there are several ways to do that. First off, you can just give us money. Straight right up, you can go to paypal.me/cubsoutloud and make a one-time donation, and Damon apparently would be very happy to just take that coin straight from you.
There we go. Graceful, like, grab of the coin with the hand. The drag staple, just, there you go.
And if you want to, you can become a patron. You can go to patreon.com/cubsoutloud for $1 or more a month and be supportive that way. Or you can just buy some merchandise. You can go to zazzle.com/cubsoutloud and get a bunch of different items. Damon's repping the Cubs Out Loud Drag Race logo on both the coffee mug and the t-shirt today. I just have the regular distressed ball cap thing that I've had for many years because I just wanted to be comfortable in something. That being said, if you want to listen to just the COLDR podcast, it has its own RSS feed for the audio file. You can find that anywhere that you listen to podcasts. And if you want to follow us online on YouTube, youtube.com/cubsoutloud, there is a playlist just for COLDR if you're interested. With that being said, Damon, where would they find you if they want to get in touch with you?
If they wish to get in touch with me, you can find me in many ways. You can see me as Theater Cub 79. That's THEATREBCUB79 on most related sites. You can find me as Pup Armor 79 on Blue Sky. That Blue Sky is not safe for work, so check at your own risk. If you want safe for work stuff, you want to go to DMA Gamer 79 on Blue Sky or TikTok. Gary?
If you want to get in touch with me, you can pretty much find me anywhere online as GareBear73. So with that, we will be back in a couple weeks after we get some more episodes and presumably more queens go home. Maybe 2.
If we get 2, we'll have a top 4.
We will. We'll see how that plays out. So with that, we will see y'all later.
See ya.